So additionally, here's the building I was just talking about. I hear somebody making announcements over a loudspeaker over here. I don't have a loudspeaker at my house. I'm putting my glasses on for the moment. Now this video is sometimes flipping orientation, and I wonder what that looks like on playback. I'll have to remind myself to rewatch this video either on the computer or on my cell phone, because I'm curious how that playback works. What I meant by that is sometimes when I'm moving the camera around filming and stuff, I noticed that the orientation of the writing on there, for example, the duration of the video changes because it thinks I'm holding the phone in a different way than I was initially. Like, I want to hold it this way because this is the best orientation for computer screens, okay? But you know what I'm realizing? I have a question for you guys. Yes or no? Write down in the comments. Are you watching this video on a cell phone or on like a monitor? You can write cell phone or monitor, or you can write one or two, or yes or no, cell phone or monitor. Because, well, you know what? I even have a habit of when I'm watching it with my cell phone, I hold the cell phone sideways like this, you know what I mean? Because it assumes a monitor shape. There's something cool about the videos that are oriented vertically, you know what I mean? Like, so that when you watch it on your phone, it's like a full standing view or something. I think those are really interesting. Maybe. Right now I don't know even if it's recording, so I'm gonna turn the camera on and check. Okay, it is. I'm just out here walking. This is a Ford Aerostar or Windstar. Look how funny it looks though with the front end, all really low. I wonder what engines came in there. It's a 5-lug. We're hearing a turbo Evo over here. Hell yeah. That guy saw me and then got on it for a little bit. Isn't that cool for you guys? Hell yeah. In my city, we build fast cars. That traffic light right there, I can still hear that car. The traffic light's green now. When I would come home from the club, there were like 3 roads just on my way home where I would race people. If I would come home from some of my girls' house, like after drinking and stuff, I'd come down that main road. It's called King Road. For example, at 3 a.m. last night, I heard a motorcycle do like up to a 4th gear pull on my street. On that road, there's a guy with a Supra, like an early one, you know, like 89 or something. I think that's what the car was. Actually, I'm not really sure. It might have been that or a Nissan. But I would guess that he had like around 350 horse, because when I would race him, I mean, he would leave me, but he wouldn't be like spanking my ass. And when we raced, it was when I only had full exhaust, you know, all bolt-ons. I remember how cool that car just sounded that went by? That's a 2-liter, isn't it? Aren't those cars 2 liters? But you see, my car was a 2-liter also. My rev limiter was at 8,600. So my 2-liter, while yours is doing 6.5, maybe 7, I'm doing 8,600, okay? I'm on my way to 9,000 in my 2-liter. And I have 70 millimeter exhaust. I have a 4-to-2-to-1 full race header, and then I have it attached to a catback exhaust that's a 70 millimeter Skunk 2 model. Skunk 2 Alpha race header. I had a 3.5-inch custom intake, and I relocated my battery because my intake was so big. 3.5 inches, guys. That's brethren. That's big. 1,000cc injectors. I had like a Deutschwerks 65C fuel pump. You know, 1-step colder, spark plugs, all that. I never lost a race in my entire life after I boosted that car. And I was racing brand new 2015 Mustang 5.0s, okay? I mean, this was like the month, within 6 months of them coming out. I was out here racing. I raced that guy 5 times on the highway. We did a couple of digs and then different pulls. or different, you know, like rolls. Four Loko. And all 5 times, even if the guy took off a little bit before me, I still reeled him in. And what made me want to tell you guys all that was seeing that Evo just now. Because in my town, you see, I'm just walking. This is like the 8th street away from my house. or fewer. Literally 8 streets or fewer. And that race car already drove by. So I'm telling you that my neighborhood, we build fast and loud cars. I only have one video of my car after supercharger, and that's because I didn't have any friends in this area that would ever film for me. So I have only one video, and it's at night. But it allows me to see the flames come in when I'm just shifting. I'm shifting into 2nd to 3rd gear. That's what I had the most fun with my car, you know what I mean? Like, I could get to 45 miles an hour faster than anybody out here. Literally, unless you had a Ferrari or a 400 horsepower Porsche 911, you're not going to beat me to the speed limit. Because my car was such a great dig racer, you know, and I had 17x9s on it. I had Mustang Cobra R wheels that went mounted up to my car. I had like 215. No, actually, I had 205, 40, 18. Sorry, 17s on there. I had a bunch of sets of wheels. Oh, I actually have 3 sets of wheels I forgot about. The other one is of these like 521s or something. If that's not the name of them, then you're going to have the wrong image in your head. But it's like these 11 or 9 spoke, single spoke, nice XXR 17x8. I traded the kid my Cobra R's for them. I paid less than half of what he paid for his wheels, but we ended up trading in like December of 2015 or something like that. I just went on the other side of that pole. I used this hand to hold me up. Oh, there's a gate over there. I cut my finger yesterday. I just take a napkin, fold it up like 4 times, and then wrap it around and then put some Scotch tape on it. That's what I did with my injury. There's a Coors Light. So I'm glad I got to tell you about my neighborhood a little bit. I think it was a Busch Light. We like to drive fast and loud cars. Look, there's a Daewoo. Hell yeah. That's a Daewoo Laganza. They made 3 Daewoos. The Nubira, the Lanos, and the Laganza. I think the Lanos was the smallest one. A 2-door hatchback. I don't remember what the middle one looked like, and then that sedan. Daewoo was making stereos around the same time. But you know, all that means is that the company that is called Daewoo bought another company that makes vehicles, you know? So, like, you're not driving a stereo car. You know, people don't understand that sometimes. And I really only recently totally understood that prospect, like this year, a few weeks ago. That just means that the company owns them. Alright, so I was trying to close out the vlog here. I was glad that I got to tell you guys about my neighborhood and like the kind of cars we build and stuff. And you see the people are drinking. There's a Four Loko and a Coors Light on the ground, 9th Street from my house. Why? Jesus, probably. And I've lived here since I was like 3 years old, and that's like over 20 years. And in that house I'm talking about. And I've known all of these houses my entire life, because even before I was driving, I've seen the passenger seat. I'd look at this, and I was watching the roads. One time in the year 2001, when I was 11 years old, we had a substitute bus driver. My school was on 56th Avenue South in St. Petersburg. It was called Bay Point Middle School. In the year 2001, I was 11 years old. Before or after 9/11, I'm not sure which month. Probably after, because our school season starts like August or September. So I had to tell the bus driver every bus stop on the way. I knew where there was. I could tell that he didn't know where to go. He was like, anybody know where to go? And the first stop was Gandy Boulevard on 275 North. So I got up there and I sat in the front seat, like diagonal from him, and I told him all the stops up to my stop, because like I knew where they were, you know what I mean? The roads and stuff, there was like 11 of them. So that example has to do with the fact that I know my streets and stuff like that. And that's how I know my cars. I've been riding an off-road motorcycle since the age of 5. So in 1995, I'm riding in the woods, you know, going over in the deep sand, because this is Florida. It's sand and roots and hills, because they used to mine for graphite at the Withpacucci State Forest called Croom. It's over 2,000 acres of just woods, and you can ride your off-highway vehicles on them. Just some silver thing. So I know my cars and stuff, so I'm fast. I've never hit a car and been in an accident before, but I have lots of high-speed records. This Escort right here, I could fuck with that. I could put like some old school JDM wheels on there, or something like some Watas, or even like tiny RPF ones, because lightweight wheels are so important. Like the next time I'm getting wheels, I'm getting some race wheels. You know what I'm talking about? I want to build a donk, you know, and that'll be for big wheels and fun. But my car is going to be light and fast. Oh, these are my requirements for my next vehicle. Rear-wheel drive, manual transmission. Those are absolutely mandatory. I'm filtering for those, you dig? You know what happens when you filter for rear-wheel drive and manual transmission? A lot of the vehicles in the searches are pickup trucks. Guys, I don't know if you know this. A lot of people that drive trucks drive manuals and stuff too. Trucks are like, I can drift my F-150. If there's a cloud in the sky, I could drift it around a corner. You know what I'm talking about? Because pickup trucks have V8s. There's no weight on the bed side. It's all on the cab side. That's why like they're not great for mudding and stuff, because there's not enough. Like just why if you're gonna go in the mud, get it cheap. Rear-wheel drive manual, and preferably, well, it has two-door, totally a two-door, and you know, maybe convertible if that's cool. Cheers.